Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we are looking at the CURT Premium Bike Rack here on our 2018 Chevrolet Traverse. Now the CURT Premium is my favorite when it comes to a family-friendly bike rack. Why? Well, it has a special design here on the arms that fits really well, that fits children's bikes really well. So if you have bikes of different shapes and different sizes, this might be an option for you. So first, let's take a look at the way our bike is mounted here. We have two straps here at the top and then a third at the bottom, working kind of as our anti-sway cradle. So when we want to take the bike off, that's where I start. Just pull on that rubber strap. It is kind of a tight fit, so it takes a little bit more effort, but that's also a good thing because then you know it's a little bit more secure. So once those straps are released, you can then lift up on the bike, bring it through the arms, and then you are ready to go on a bike ride. With the bike out of the way, let's take a closer look at the cradles themselves. So here we have these rotating cradles, which are pretty cool because then you can carry frames of different shapes and sizes. Another thing about them is you have those small grooves for your brake lines, and they have these rubber straps that fit into these knobs for a more secure fit. Yes, it does take a little bit more effort, but I kind of like that design because then I can adjust how much fit or how much of a secure fit I have for my bikes. One thing about this is here on the top we have these two cradles that are a bit further apart. That's great for like your two adult bikes. And here in towards the end you can see how it narrows. These arms are a little bit more narrower. That means you have your children's bikes. Like with other hanging bikes, I've noticed that it's really hard to get the small children's bikes through the arms. This helps with that a lot. This does have a weight capacity of 180 pounds when you have the 4-bike version. If you have the 5-bike version, you're going to have a weight capacity of 225 pounds, which is actually a lot more than your average hanging style bike rack. You also have these two reflectors at the back, making it a little bit safer for you on the road. When you do have a bike rack on your vehicle, there is some length added to the back of it. Let's take some measurements to see how much. So here on our Chevrolet Traverse, measuring from our rear bumper to the end of the bike rack, we have it sitting at about 40 inches. So that's a lot of length, and if you have 5 bikes, that's going to be a little bit further out, but then you are again carrying a bunch of bikes, which is great. And then here in the front, we have closest point between our bike rack and our vehicle, going to be from our bumper to that lever, and it's going to be 5.5 inches. Plenty of space, that way you don't have to worry about any contact between those two. One of its features is that this can tilt away. To do so, you need to loosen this knob here at the back. Once that's loosened, you can then pull out this clip, and then this pin slides out. From there, it's just the lever, and then this drops down. Note, you can only do this with the bikes off because of that angle. And you'll want to do this if you want to access your hatch. As you can see, there's plenty of space between our door and our bike rack, allowing us to get into our trunk, maybe grab our bags, our water, our helmet, all without having to take our bike off. A little bit more convenient, not as convenient as maybe your tilt-away platform racks, but still nice because then you don't have to uninstall the bike rack completely. To bring it back into position, you push that up and then put this pin back into place, and then use this clip right there. That's going to secure that pin, and to make sure your mast isn't bouncing around as you drive around, you then tighten it down with this knob. There you go. And with that in place, let's take a look at another feature. So the arms can fold down, and to do so, you pull this out of the way, and that allows you to pull this pin out. Make sure to hold on to it so it doesn't swing back towards your vehicle. This allows you to drop down those arms and put that pin right back there to secure it. So there's one pin, and then there's the clip. So it's a little bit of a process at first, which you'll just have to keep in mind when you are using it. But with the arms down, it makes a big difference to how much length is added to the back of your vehicle. Let's see exactly how much. Measuring again from our bumper. So to the end of the bike rack, right where those cradles are, it's going to be 13 inches. Let's see, about, 13 inches. And to the end, right where the that mast is, it's going to be a 13.5. All right, so in this position, you can see it definitely takes a lot less space. You want it in this position when you're driving around town. Some notes with it up here, though, is on your Chevrolet Traverse, the backup camera is right in the middle. So it is right in front of that backup camera. You're going to see it in your camera. It's going to obstruct the view a little bit. Also, for our rear window, it doesn't come up too high, so you're going to still be able to see out your rear window. You do get all this space in the back, though. Your taillights are open. Your license plate is kind of covered, but not as much as a larger platform rack would, so that's a plus too. Still some things to keep in mind when you're thinking about your camera and your safety. Let's also talk about how this fits into our hitch. So this has a 2-inch solid shank, which fits in the 2-inch hitch on our vehicle. Now this comes with a tool to tighten down the anti-rattle bolt that comes with it and this pin. But what I like to do is I would recommend picking up our wrench with a 3/4 socket. That makes a life a lot easier when you are tightening down this bike rack. And as you can see here with that anti-rattle bolt installed, as I shake it, I'm mainly shaking the vehicle at this point, which is great because then that shows that any of the sway you do see will be coming from the ground and not between those contact points. All right, so my final thoughts about this bike rack is I do see how it is ideal for a family. If you have 2 adult bikes and you have 2 kids bikes, this design, or 3 kids bikes, this design right there is gonna help with accommodating those bikes of different shapes and sizes, because when they are on a hanging style rack, there is a little bit of a tight fit. So all in all, that was a look at the CURT Premium 4 bike rack here on our 2018 Chevrolet Traverse.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.